Hello everyone. Thank you guys for joining our drawing lesson today. So we have three different lessons, which is how to draw portrait by using grid method, which is taught by me. Hello everyone. Thank you guys for joining our drawing lesson today. We have three idea proportion taught by Tamara, and color theory will be taught by Machiko. So each section will take about 30 to 40 minutes, and I will have a demo for each section. So we will also have a Q&A session in the end of all three lessons. So if you have questions, feel free to ask in the live chat. So my name is Yang Yi. I will be teaching you guys on how to draw portrait by using grid method. We will also have a Q&A session. So before we going to the grid method, teach you guys how to do a grid method, I will show you what are the materials are needed for this lesson. Teaching you guys. Before we going, 2B pencil is usually enough for this for drawing a portrait lah. So if you want to go more contrast, you can choose 4B to 8B pencils lah. So an eraser, a normal eraser will usually do, but if you have a putty eraser, it will be better lah, because you can control how to erase it. You can change the shape of the eraser. A3 paper, a ruler, and a small piece of paper. The paper is used for put underneath your drawing hand, so it will not make a mess on your drawing paper. So grid line. Why using grid line to draw a portrait? Because this will help you to train your observation for accurate proportion from reference to drawing. So the process will be draw the grid line on the reference photo, and then draw another grid line on the drawing paper. So by following what is in each boxes, you need to try to draw the portrait as accurately as possible lah. So before we're going to draw, we're going to choose the reference. I will show you what is bad reference and good reference. So bad reference usually is too bright, overexposed. You cannot see any shadows. So if you use this reference, the final result will be very flat. And then another thing is the reference which is too dark. You cannot see any details on the face. The third one is no lighting. This is a good reference, it's clear, but there's no lighting. So if you know casting any shadow, so the result will be also very flat. Another one of bad reference is too blur, not high-res photo. You cannot study any features on it. And then lastly, the reference is too small. These are considered as bad reference, bad photo. So what is good reference? Good reference is you can see very clear detail on the facial feature, which is very clear. With lighting, you can see the shadow, show the contrast. So reference like this is already pretty good. You can find it on Google by typing portrait high resolution black and white photo. Then you see this kind of reference. So moving to shading method. There are many types of shading techniques lah. So I will show for only that there's more. These are the basic one lah. So each techniques show different result. Hatching is usually you shade by one side. So you can create this kind of texture lah. You can only shade by only one side, like one hatching. For cross hatching, something like this lah. It gives you this kind of result. And then stamping. Stamping is something like you smudge the drawing while you shading by using your hand or tissue or even a stamp to smooth the surface lah. So the result will be something like this. And then lastly is stippling method, which is by using dots. So for shading the portrait, I usually prefer hatching, cross hatching, and stamping lah. So later I will do a demo on how to shade the portrait by using cross hatching. Sorry. Okay, grids. So I will teach you how to draw the grid on the reference and on the paper lah. So there are two types of grids you can use lah. This one is using ruler to measure 1 inch by 1 inch. This one is for this one no need to measure because you just need to use ruler to create this line. This one need to use ruler to measure. So later I will show you the right hand side one, how to do it. So these are the steps lah. You create you measure it on the corner of the paper and then you just draw a line, something like this. Okay, before demo I will show you lah. When you first try, you cannot expect you can reach the same result. It takes time to practice lah. These are my old works when I doing the grid method. So you can see the facial picture. Even with grid line, I also cannot draw it very similar lah. So you need to practice. So with practice, you can reach something like this lah. So this is the final result for the grid method lah. Okay. By practicing, you can reach something like this also. So it took me a really long time to reach something like this. Okay, next I'm going to do a demo. So I'm using this reference. This is front view. You can see the lighting is from the right side. You can see the contrast. So I will teach you how to draw the grid lah. So for the grid, I will using this one, the right hand side one. This one no need measurements. You just need to align your ruler from the corner of the paper and then just draw a line. So for grids, you don't need to push a lot of pressure. You don't want to leave ink, like later you erase it, you cannot erase, then you leave a mark there lah. So it will spoil your artwork lah. So just draw it very lightly. So you measure the grid from the corner and then link it to another corner, something like this. do it on the another side. Okay, and then you draw a straight line. So you repeat this process until it's full of line lah. Continue. Just repeat straight line, matching the lines together. So when you match all of it, it will show something like this lah. So this is the grid line. So if you do it on digital, you can just copy the grid line to the right hand side of your canvas. If you do it traditionally, you do it same on your reference and on your drawing paper. So now the grid line is done. So I'm going to show you how to create the outline before shading. It's like coloring out, you need outline, then you can shade on it. So, okay, I copy my grid line here. So I will demo the outline now. So this one is pretty easy. You just need to see what is the shape, and then you just draw the line out. Do it here. So you need to capture every detail of it, the 3D. So when you shading, you have no, it won't confuse you lah. You capture all the detail. So it takes time. You need to do it slowly lah. Don't rush all the process. So you do it slowly. Just follow, look, and then follow, and then draw it out. So let's say something like this. You unable to draw it on the right place. It's okay to add more grid line one, like something like this. You can add more to make it as accurate as possible lah. So you can capture. You can just measure line. Yeah. The outline, you also don't need to put a lot of pressure on it. You just need to make it pretty light lah. You don't need to do it like how I do it. I just show you how it looks. So I make it very dark. So you can either start from the inside, from the facial feature, or start it by capturing the shape of the head. So this is a long process. It usually will take about 1.5 hours. So you're gonna capture it slowly, capture all the details, make it as accurate as possible. Even the shadow, you also need to draw out the details. So for hair, you just the outline inside. You do it when you're shading. So this is gonna take a long time. I'm just gonna show what is the finished outline will look like. So after this, I will demo how to shade it by using cross-hatching method. So this is the final outline. It will look something like this. So after you've done the outline, you need to erase the grid line, because if you leave a grid line and then you shade on it, it will make it the line darker, and then you are unable to erase it. So this is the outline. Okay, now I will demo on how to shade it. So usually for 2B pencil is already enough. It can give you pretty good result. Okay, so this process, shading process, will usually take about 10 hours. You need to make sure to shade according to this this reference lah. So make it as close as possible, copy as close as possible lah. So usually for shading, I will start with putting a base, a very light base. So let's say this is my pencil, I will just put like this. I'm not gonna shade the whole portrait because this is gonna take me hours to do it and we have limited time. So I will just pick one of the facial feature and do it full finishing lah. So you guys have idea on how finished you guys need to do for your portrait. So I'm now putting the base first. So what I mean by putting the base is show the shadow and the light area. So base, you just need to put it very light. No need to put very dark. So some of you might ask, what if you don't know how to do it with cross-hatching? Then you can actually do it like how you color lah. I call it the coloring method. You just color it very slowly, part by part, like this lah. Not hatching. You can do it by coloring, and then when you draw much enough, then you slowly you will know how to shade by using cross-hatching one. So coloring method is okay one, but it takes more time because you're doing part by part, not doing full. So now I'm putting base on full portrait, not doing part by part. So when you put the base, you just using hatching technique, which is only one direction, put the base. Okay, so now I'm done putting the base on it. So I will do the full finishing for the facial features. For the hair, I think it will took too much time. So I just do on the face. So if you guys have any question, you guys can leave a question in the live chat. So after all three section done, we will look at the question. Yep, I can see the light. So let's say if the hair is very contrast and too dark, and then your 2B pencil is cannot reach that level of dark, so you can change the pencil to 6B or 8B. It's okay one. Um, but the 2B and 8B pencil, the texture, it will give you will be slightly different. One will be very shiny on the paper. So 6B is already pretty good. Can give you this kind of dark. So now I'm going to add the detail on the eyes. So when you capture the details, you capture the shape of it. You don't um, just do it like this. This will look pretty weird. So instead of doing this, you do it like capturing the shape, the contour line Then you just shade it, something like this. So you capture the detail slowly. So this is cross hatching method So if coloring, you will be doing like this. This is coloring. Uh, you won't see any strokes. Coloring technique will give you more smoother surface Later I will show you the difference of cross hatch finishing and coloring method finishing. So I need to finish the full shading on the eye. So when we shade the darkest area first. The highlight or the lightest part is usually the last thing you add by using eraser. Or you can leave a space so you show the highlight. So for the hair, that you can see there is some highlights there. You can erase it by using eraser to create this highlight, or you can just leave a blank space right there to show the highlight. So this is not a full finishing. I'm just showing you how you guys can do it by putting the base, a very light base, and then slowly shade it, the detail out. So for the light area, we don't shade it first. We shade the dark area, then only we going to mid-tone, slowly shading out to blend in lah. So if you move. So after this lesson, next lesson will be, you guys will be learning on ideal proportion lah. Ideal proportion will be taught by Tamara. So before that, I'm going to show you guys how the full finishing looks like. So this is not a full finishing. This is just base only, and it's also not detailed enough. So usually this will take around 5 to 8 hours or even longer. Depends on you and depends on what kind of finishing you aiming for lah. So this is my demo. So I'm going to show you the final result on full finishing. So this is the finishing you guys need to aim for lah. So for the left hand side, this is the cross hatching method. This is one of my old work when I practice for my shading techniques. And then this is the method I use by using grid method. So this is coloring method lah. So you guys can choose cross hatching method. Will be you get something like this. Coloring method, you get something like this. Coloring method will help you get more realistic approaching lah. And then the cross hatching will be more something like this lah. So I have done my part. So next lesson it will be learning ideal proportion teach by Tamara. So if you guys have any question, you can leave it in the live chat lah. So Tamara, are you ready?
Yeah.
Yep. That's it. I leave it to Tamara.
Okay, I will share my screen. Can you all see my screen? Hello?
Yep.
Oh, okay. So my name is Tamara, or Indy if some of you come from Twitter. And I'll be teaching you ideal proportion. For head. So basically, learning ideal proportion is to know the template or formula to make the quote-unquote perfect face. But I mean, in reality, everyone's face have different ratio. For example, a big forehead or wide eyes. So I hope after learning this topic, you can bend the rules and make your own character from imagination without reference. The method I'll be using for this is a bit different than what people usually do, which is like doing the circle and then this. Yeah, I'm not doing that. But it's what we are taught in school. So I'm going to start. The first step is to construct the overall head shape. I'll be covering front view, side view, and quarter view today. And this is a very important step because if you make the wrong head shape, then all the features will be messed up. With the front view, the head is usually, I mean, normally in a upside down egg shape with the ratio of 1 to 1.5. So I'm going to make a rectangle here. And then make an upside down egg shape. This is very rough, but it's only the sketch, so it'll be fine later on. The side view is a bit different. The head from the side actually looks more like a square. And you leave a little space here for the nose. The head shape from the side looks like a helmet. Wait, I think this square is not square enough. Yeah. Okay. And for quarter view, it's a combination of front and side view, which is, if I illustrate it as a cube, it's yeah, like this, front and side. So I'll be basically combining a rectangle and a square, but the square will be a bit flattened because of perspective. And you apply the shape from the front and the side to their respective planes. Okay, this is too big. I'll follow with the neck and shoulder. Hey, the second step, I'll use a different color for this, is to find the center line and the eye line. So just basically find the center for horizontal and vertical. For the side view, you measure it from here. You leave out the nose part. And same thing with the 3/4. You have to find two center line for vertical because it's the center line of the front plane and the side plane. Okay. Third is to find the eyebrow line. So you need to set this by yourself because everyone has different eyebrow positions. Especially Caucasians, they will have lower eyebrows near to the eye, and Asians have further eyebrow from the eyes, making it look like baby face. But for learning purposes, we normally use the Caucasian feature because it's shows more structure and is easier for learning. So I'll set the eyebrow line here. And the fourth step this is a bit complicated. It's called the 3 spaces and 5 eyes. I'll explain about the 3 spaces first. This is easy to get wrong because you need to separate the space from the eyebrow, and a lot of people do the mistake of separating it from the eye line, which is wrong. So what you have to do is split the eyebrow line and the chin line into half, and then you take this and put it on top of the eyebrow, and now you have found the hairline and nose positions. It's the same for the side and the quarter view. For the 5 eyes, it means that it actually means that our um, our face width is like consists of 5 eyes. So you divide the eye line into 5 sections. Yeah, you need some time to get this right because yeah, it's not easy to divide things into 5. Something like this. So basically you got your eye positions already. And then after you've found the 3 spaces and 5 eyes, you can find the ear. So basically the ear starts from the eye, and then the tip of it is in the eyebrow line, and then it ends at your nose. After you find the ear, you can. How long do I have? The next step is to find the mouth. So the mouth is located in one third of the nose to the chin. So you separate this area into 3, and the first one is where your mouth is. After you got all the basic features in, now you can determine the size and the distance for each feature. I'll start from the eyebrow. Don't have enough colors. Find eyebrow edge. So how to find where the eyebrow end? You make a line from the center of the mouth to the end of the eye. Extend it until you intersect with the eyebrow line. And basically that's where your eyebrow will end. And then after that, we will draw out the hairline. So the hairline is mostly flat on top for people, and then there's a notch near the eyebrow, and then go into the ear. Oh, sorry, I forgot to mention that after you find the eye width, you can extend it to the nose line and to find the width of your nose. So basically your nose ends where your eye starts. And now we move on to side view. Since we found the 3 spaces already for side view, and we need to find the eye now. So you divide the front half at the eye line level to half, and then half again. That's basically where your eye is. And eyes in side view looks different from front because it would look weird if someone facing the side view but with this kind of eye. It looks very unsettling and maybe like the old Egypt drawings. But the eye inside view is actually more of a triangle shape. Yep, just like that. And the top of the eye is also another landmark, which is the keystone. Keystone is a part of the nose where it makes a dent here. This is basically the keystone. So you can draw out the nose. Oops, sorry. You can draw out the nose from here. And then we move on to the mouth. Oh, wait, no. We find the ear first. I mean, the ear is basically the same thing. With the front view, you start from the eye line and then stop at the eyebrow line and drag it down to the nose. And then now we draw out the mouth. So it's the same thing with front view also. Like you split the nose to chin area into 3 parts. And then you split it into 3 again. And you sorry. And the lips will start at the 2/3 of the first quadrant here and ends at the middle, which is your mouth opening. And lower lips and chin. Is when you look from the side, the mouth to the chin will be like slanted, like this. And last step, find the hairline. The notch near the eyebrow, and then some sideburn and disappear into the ear, into the back. Okay, now we move on to quarter view. So basically for quarter view is a bit tricky, but actually very simple because we are just following what we already have from the front view and the side view, but we just have to apply perspective to it, which beginners might get wrong. So earlier, when we are trying to find the eye position in the front view, we split it into five different parts, uh, 5 equal parts. But here, since it's in perspective, here needs to be wider than here. You get what I mean? So in the end, this part should be narrower than this part because, yeah, it's in perspective. And then the nose and wait, let me and split it into 3 to find the mouth. Uh, and the eyebrow. The difference for quarter view is because your face is facing a bit to the side, there's going to be some depth in the eyebrow because of the keystone here in the side view. And then just copy the ear from starting from the center line of the side view to the nose. And the hairline. Did I miss anything? I think, oh, I skipped how to find the width of the mouth. Sorry. So how do you determine how wide is the mouth? Some people do it like in the middle of the eye, but if you look at it, it's going to look like if someone makes this expression. So it's not right for neutral expression. So actually, the mouth ends at the quarter of the eye. You split the eye to half and then half again. And basically, you got your mouth. And same with here. Now that you have all the basic construction, you can start to draw your character on top I'm going to show you how I complete this drawing for front view. I actually think this head is too narrow for my character, so I'm going to stretch it. Yep, I think this is enough. I want to draw a girl today, and girls have big big eyes, bigger than guys. Guys' eye is more narrow and sharp to make it look more masculine. But I want to draw the girl to be cute and feminine. So I'm going to draw a bigger eye. So there's the eyelid and some eyelashes. And what I told you earlier, like after you master this rule, you can bend the rules to make your character more iconic and give it different features. So I'm going to actually make the eye further a bit. Because that's how I draw my personal drawings. And then the nose. Realistically, drawing the nose is there's a nose ball, and then the side, the nose bridge, and things. But I don't like realistic style, so I'm just going to do my own style. When drawing the mouth, you can play with line weights to increase depth and makes the form clearer than if it's all the same. It looks like you are pressing your lips together. Especially with girls, you want to make it look more gentle and soft. And with the eyebrows, as this head construction was set for Caucasian features, it's quite low, but what if I want to draw Asian? Then I can push it higher. Mm, yeah, the facial feature is done, and now I'll construct the face. I like to draw the eyes first and then continue it with the face, but everyone is different. You might prefer to draw starting from the face first and then only follow with the facial feature. Mm. And I want my character with bangs. And maybe have short hair. Okay. You can't really see the ears here, so just leave it. And yeah, basically that's it. This is a more realistic proportion, but from learning this method and after a lot of practice, I was able to create my own style and um, with and make drawings like this. These are my personal drawings. Some of you might seen it before. Like yeah, you are going to use this formula basically every time you want to draw humans accurately. It's a very useful knowledge for you who like to draw portraits. Yeah. So that's it from me. After this, we'll move on to color theory by Machiko.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so I can start now, right? Okay. Hello, so wait, is it the static visible or no? Wait, I think there's problem with the slide first. Okay, what about now? Is it visible yet? Yeah. It's zooming in alle kinder.
Yeah. Are you opening it in Photoshop?
No, I'm opening PowerPoint.
Oh.
Wait.
Is it might be from Chihang's side?
No, I think it's from my side. Wait, I tried to fix it first. I'm sorry for this. Okay, what about now? Wait, where is my answer what again? Oh, I dare do it directly from the PowerPoint instead then. Sorry for the technical issue. I'll try to fix this one. Can you see it?
Yeah, it's fine now.
What's the screen? Can you see the word color theory on it? Or no?
Wait, it's widescreen.
Oh wait, why is it like this? I don't know. Because I tried to like share the screen from my PowerPoint, but yeah, this keep happening.
What if you share your whole window?
I really do it. Wait, let me try that. Hey, what photo? Is it good? Okay, then I can start now, right? So, hi, my name is Matiko, and I'm sorry for the earlier technical issue. And today I'm going to give a simple lecture about the basics of color theory. So, color theory is actually a quite interesting subject. And from this lesson, you can learn about how we use colors to mix and match and create harmony in our drawings. Okay, so let's start. So the first thing, what is a color theory? So from what I have gathered from various sources and sites, I can come to the conclusion that color theory is the theory on how we perceive colors to our eyes, and also the understanding of mixing and matching colors with each other to create a whole good harmony and mood of it. So why do we need to learn about color theory? And to answer this question, I have gathered these images from various famous studios. You might recognize these images from the movie you guys watched. So these are from Pixar and DreamWorks Studios. And you can see that how their theory is not very detailed, but you can tell that the mood and the feeling of the scene is that they have from the mood and the feeling of the scene itself is that they use the color itself to convey their message through it. Not only the drawings, but you can also use the color of it. And not only in the drawings, you can also use color theory in your character design or maybe graphical design as well as your book covers or maybe your site layout or anything else actually. You can basically use color theory for everything. So now moving on to the basic of it. So first thing, we divide the colors into 3 different types. First one is primary colors. Primary colors, basically you can say it like the ancestor of our colors, because in the traditional media, like when you use paint or pigment, you cannot use other color to create the primary color itself, but you can use the primary color to create the other colors. This color consists of the color red, yellow, and blue. And now move on to the secondary colors. Secondary colors are colors that came from mixing 2 different primary colors, like green, orange, and violet. You can see it on this color wheel. The secondary color is the one that is in between the primary color itself from the first primary color wheel chart. And the interesting part of the secondary color is that you can mix the secondary color with their primary color parents to create a new colors called the tertiary colors. Tertiary color is basically the colors that are formed when you mix secondary colors to their primary color parents. So we have here that the color we have 2 word name like bluish violet or maybe reddish orange and such. And now that we have learned about the color hues and such, we can now move on to the next section. It is the saturation and value. So first I'm going to talk about saturation. Color saturation, or also known as chroma, is the intensity, you can say it like that, or the strength of the color. You can see in this chart on the left side here, the chroma shows how the color is more brighter and more powerful when you move it to the right, and it becomes duller when you move it to the left. So let me check my notes first to make sure I don't forget anything else. Okay, if you are using texture media, you can make your color more brighter or more powerful by adding more the original pigment, or otherwise you can use the color gray pigment to make it more duller. But you can also use complementary colors on your original color to make it duller as well. For the complementary color, I will get to it later on this lecture. And tonal value, the value itself refers on how light or dark a color is. Sometimes it's also referred as a grayscale. It ranges from white to black with various type of grays between it. So you can see on this value, you can tell that the red on the middle one is like the neutral gray value. And when you move it to the right, you add more white to it. the color become more lighter. And when you move it to the left, you add more black to it, the color become more darker. But on this chart, the chroma stays the same, so it doesn't look very saturated. And in Photoshop, I have screenshot this, and also I have wrote a label on it as well. You can see how this one is the hue part, and the one on the horizontal line here is the chroma part, while the vertical part here is the set and value part. Okay. So now that we're finished with the hue and saturation and tone of value, I think we can move on to the color harmony next. Okay, so color harmony in the color theory itself refers to the combination that is pleasing to our eyes as a viewer. And it also creates a whole balance and mood in the overall design and illustration. So the first one I'm going to explain is the monochromatic colors. Monochromatic colors are monochromatic color schemes is a scheme that focus on a single colors, but you can create the whole scheme itself by changing the tone of value of that one hue. But you can see it on this image here to see how it works. I also find some example here from various movies, and this one here is the interior design of it. So basically, this color is very easy to control, and it is very easy to like send the mood and the whole color scheme of it. Next, we talk about the analogous color. The analogous color is a color group or color scheme that consists of three colors that borders within the color wheels that are beside each other in the color wheel. This color scheme starts off with the base hue and extended with two neighboring hues. When you use this color scheme, we usually try to make one color become the main color, and the second and third color become like the secondary and tertiary color. So in this image here, you can feel that the orange color is like the main color, whereas the red and the yellow here is like the supporting colors, not like the main colors. Because if you try to use it like as all the main color, it will like fight for your attention on your eyes. And next, the complementary colors. Complementary colors are color scheme that basically like the opposites on the each sides of the color wheel. So this color is very interesting because when you use them together, they will create a sharp contrast between each other and make more of your imaginary pop out, I guess. But at least for me, sometimes the contrasting is kind of bad. Will look bad if you use too often because it makes your eyes feel more tired when you see contrast all the time. Next, we talk about triadic. Triadic colors are color scheme that are evenly placed around the color wheel and tend to be, it's very bright and dynamic if you see it on this example. So like the other color scheme, you need to create a hierarchy on this one as well. Like on the Superman poster here, the color red dominates all the whole image, and color blue become the secondary colors, and the yellow color become the accent on this poster. Same on this Aladdin poster as well. So the last after we learn about the color harmony, we can talk about color temperature. So color temperature is quite easy to explain. So first you need to see it from your color wheel. We can divide the color wheel into two sections, the cold and warm colors. Basically, the one on the cold colors are the one with the bluish tone on it, and the warm color itself the reddish orange tone on it. So the interesting part of this color temperature thing is that you can observe this on real life as well. For example, you can just go out there during daytime and you can observe how the sunlight works and how the shadow works. From what I've observed that the sunlight usually have a warmer tone, whereas the shadow have a bluish bluish blue purple tone, which makes usually the light and shadow work usually like warm light and cold shadow. Okay, I think that we are done with the basic theory. I think do we have time to move on to the demonstration? Or am I speaking too long with this? Okay. Okay, I think I can move on to demonstration. Wait, let me show you my Photoshop. Can you see my screen?
Yep, can.
Okay. So this is how we do the color study. So from the color theory itself, you can use real life image and try to repaint it on the canvas or maybe Photoshop. It depends on you. So basically, the goal of this color study is like you observe from real life and you observe how this color interacts and works with each other. You don't need to make the drawing very detailed. You just need to observe how this color works. So this is the finished version of it, and I'll try to show you my steps. Okay, so the first thing I do is to create the line at first. I use the grid method that was explained earlier. The layout does not need to be very detailed. It can be quite simple, or you can just do it according to your own preferences. Because for my preferences, I tend to make it more simpler. I just like make a simple cross-hatching and then say more simple than the reference, because I'm afraid that I'll get confused if I make the drawings very detailed. So the next step, you make the base color here. So from what I have observed, the base color should start from the background. I use the very dark red tone here, because from what I observed from this image background, the color tone is quite similar. This is the reddish purple tone here. And then I slowly move on to the other colors here, to the color of the object here. I start from the white here first, and then I try to mix it slowly to the sorry, my throat is not feeling well today. And I slowly mix it to the background color, and yeah, try to blend it to the background to make the creative overall mood. After that, you slowly move the detailing by adding more colors that you observe from the drawing and adding it to your own drawing. You slowly do it. Try to not to rush this process, because if you rush it, it tends to look very weird on the end. You do it very slowly, and after that you can overlay it. You can make it over on the line art and try to cover it the line art as well. And yeah, this is how I actually do the color study. You make the detail as the secondary objective, not the main objective, because your main objective is actually to learn about the color itself, not on how the objects work. So I think that's all from my side. Yeah, I think that's all the lecture that I can give now. Yeah, and I think we are done with this lecture session. So if you guys have any question, feel free to write it on the live chat. Okay. Jihang, I think we're done with the lecture.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so do we start the Q&A now, or?
Yes, basically now we'll have Q&A section. So if you guys have any questions, you can just ask at the chat there.
Oh, there's a question from VL. I PM'd you on your Twitter. Can check it out when you're available. It's not spam or scam. Okay. I'll check it out after this. Who say I so sus? No, you sus.
All right, same. Okay, I think by 3 more minutes, we will end our live. Thank you for participants, everyone. I think Tamara, someone is asking for your Twitter account. Yeah, maybe we can post our Twitter account at the bottom there, or any social account bottom there, so you guys can follow us at account.
Kira's driver asked, any tips for a beginner? Hey, so a tips for me is that try to study a lot. Because when you draw it, you actually need to learn the skill itself. It's not like it just suddenly get the skill of drawing. You can study by looking at the real life reference, or look up for YouTube tutorials as well. Yeah. So Tamara or Youngie, do you have any more tips for Kira?
It's basically try to learn the fundamentals first, and then after you are familiar with the basic I would say like realistic, quote unquote realistic stuff, like the figure and still life, and then you can do whatever stylized cartoon, because everything we draw is based on reality, even though it's in anime style or Marvel DC style, or even the Tumblr art style. But try to not get constrained with the limits of the realism, and it's best to develop your own style rather than imitate another artist style. Yang Yi.
So like Kamara said, you need to, for tips for beginner, you need to do some fundamental practice law, draw still life. So other than that, you can also sketch more lah, sketch anything you want, or something you like lah, in your sketchbook or a drawing paper lah. So usually for me, I buy a sketchbook and then I just sketch anything, anything from life lah. You can also search on internet, like sketch your favorite stuff also lah. This is one of the tips lah for the beginner. Yep. So any other more question you need to ask?
Probably that's all.
We wait for 2 more minutes. If no question, I think can end the session already.
Yep, I think last 2 more minutes. There's some questions in the chat there.
Yeah, Handy asks, what is the best drawing in your own opinion, the best for beginner to draw? So for me, yeah, I think for beginner is best for you to start learning the fundamentals. When I start drawing first, I started with gesture drawing. You can look it up on YouTube or Google. It's basically drawing about how you capture movement of someone. Other than that, you can also start learning about the fundamental of human anatomy and figure drawing. And you can also start with the still life drawing to learn more about how shading and lighting works. Yeah, we need that is the best one for beginners to draw. After you master the fundamentals, then you can move on to the stylization drawing.
Yeah, that's basically how we do in the school. So for all of you who are not in the art school, we actually started with all realistic drawing in the first year, like doing the realistic portrait, realistic human drawing without clothes, and drawing cubes and ball and glass from real life. And even though that time we feel very boring, like because we want to do the stylized stuff, like for like game arts and all those cool art, like in the League of Legends or something, but we are not allowed to do that yet because we still need to learn the fundamentals. And then yeah, now we are able to do the stylized drawing with like applying the theory from the realistic to the stylized without even thinking because it's already in our head. So yeah, the fundamental is very important.
Yeah, like Tamara and Machiko said, draw fundamental stuff lah. So the best is draw still life lah. Draw the cube, the sphere, by using any by shading lah, or you can also do in painting style to learn the light and shadow lah. We're drawing cube, sphere, still life because everything got form inside. We need to understand how 3D looks like. So I think that is the best for a beginner to draw still life. Yeah.
Yeah, the most important thing is 3D. So is that all? Then it's almost 4. Maybe
Yep.
we can end it already.
Yep. So, all right. I believe everybody join this live. They will have their patience on drawing, right? So just draw anything you like while learning this and make good use of the basics. Yeah. So our live will end here. Thank you for all you guys comings. You guys are amazing. So thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you for coming to the live stream.